Celebrations ripple across the globe, welcoming in 2017. Find out how the country's biggest New Year's Eve party stepped up security.
Good morning, Mid-Michigan. We're starting 2017 off with plenty of sunshine. I'll let you know how long it lasts coming up in your first WNEM 5 7-day forecast.
It's crazy. People came in shooting everything. I don't know. I saw
a New Year's Eve celebration turns deadly at a popular nightclub in Istanbul following an overnight party. We've got the details on who the governor believes was behind the attack. Plus, one doctor is going out of his way to help the homeless. We'll tell you what this doctor is doing to ensure every homeless man and woman has a pair of shoes on their feet. It's time to wake up in Michigan. It's New Year's Day, Sunday, January 1st.
Live and local with coverage you can count on. This is WNEM TV5 Wake Up.
And Happy New Year to you. It is 2017. Hard to believe it is already here. I'm Cameron Roto, and thank you so much for spending the first day of the year with us. I'm joined by meteorologist Dan Drew in the First 1-5 Weather Center. And Dan, it feels like I haven't seen you all year.
Well, we saw each other about an hour ago, so I don't know.
Well,
I know. I had to ruin it for him. I had to spoil it for him.
Spoils the fun. But you know what? How's the weather?
I'm going to bring it right back, and I'm going to tell you why. Because now we're going to be dealing with plenty of sunshine across mid-Michigan. So that's going to brighten everybody's day, right?
I suppose. You kind of ruined mine.
Well, we'll make it better. Anyways, here's a look at your weather story this morning. As I mentioned, it's going to be sunny and dry across mid-Michigan today. So we're looking at a beautiful day, and it's even going to be a little bit warmer than average for this time of year as well. Now, rain, that'll be making its presence felt late tomorrow night into our day on Tuesday. But outside of that, the next day or so, going to be relatively nice. On top of that, temperatures are going to be rising above 40 as we get into our day on Tuesday. So going to be relatively mild for this time of year. First 1-5 pinpoint Doppler, not showing too much across mid-Michigan. In fact, we're not dealing with any cloud cover, let alone rain or snow. So it is going to be a very nice day across mid-Michigan today. Temperatures, well, we're looking at temperatures in the mid-20s in many areas to around the low 20s. It's 24 Bay City, 25 Saginaw, as well as Flint. It's 24 in Marlette. It's 24 as well in Mount Pleasant, and 22 currently up in Houghton Lake. Now, those temperatures have dropped about 10 to almost 15 degrees below where we were at this time yesterday. Needless to say, those temperatures are really going to increase here as we go through the next couple of days. Winds have been calming down a little bit as well. We're generally looking at those winds under 10 miles per hour. The rest of the next couple of days, we're going to see those temperatures really increase before dropping like a rock. I'll explain why coming up in my first 1-5 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Cameron?
All right. Thank you, Dan. An estimated 2 million people crowded into New York City's Times Square last night to say goodbye to 2016 and hello to the new year. The country's biggest New Year's Eve party came with stepped-up security. 7,000 police officers uniformed and undercover, along with bomb-sniffing dogs, patrolled the area. Police also watched from the sky to make sure the massive crowd welcomed in the new year without incident.
Police everywhere. Security, I mean, it just seems like it's all together, well taken care of. So I feel great.
For many, ringing in the new year in Times Square is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It's on my bucket list.
The New York PD says there were no credible threats against that gathering. Meanwhile, here in Saginaw, some of you brought out the new year with champagne and spirits. The Saginaw County Sheriff's Department brought in 2017 with extra police on the streets. 10 to 15 more deputies were out overnight just to look out for bad drivers on the road who may have been drinking and driving. The Saginaw County Sheriff's Department says that last year there were under 15 drunk driving arrests and hopes that this year there will be even less. And fireworks weren't the only thing lighting up the skies this New Year's Eve. NASA says a comet streaked by across the sky near the moon. Comet 45P showed up in the western sky, but you needed binoculars to see it. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll take a look at how other countries around the world rang in 2017. And with the new year comes New Year's resolutions, so we wanted to know, what are some of yours? Kimberly says she plans to stop holding her tongue and telling people what she really thinks. That's right, you got to tell them. Jenny says she plans on giving up smoking after 36 years. And Carol is playing it safe. Her resolution is that she will not make one, so she can't break it. We still want to hear from you. You can leave a comment on the TV5 Facebook page. Developing overnight, an attack at a popular nightclub in Turkey leaves 35 people dead. Dozens were injured and rushed to the hospitals early this morning after at least one gunman opened fire in Istanbul's Reyna nightclub. It started when a police officer was shot at the door. There were only 1 hour into the new year. Hundreds of people were suddenly in the middle of chaos.
One person, they're shooting, I'm hiding.
The city's governor called it a terror attack. President Obama expressed condolences for the attack and offered American assistance to Turkish authorities. So far, no one has claimed responsibility. New this morning, the Clemson Tigers are absolutely dismantled to the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Fiesta Bowl, cruising to a 31-0 victory. Clemson got on the board first and added another score in the second quarter. The Ohio State offense could not get anything going, and it didn't get any better as the game went on. The Fiesta Bowl was the first bowl game Ohio State was shut out in since 1920's Rose Bowl. Clemson will play Alabama for the national championship next Monday. Developing this morning, investigators are working to determine what led up to a shooting outside a concert venue. 4 men were shot and 2 died outside a Connecticut theater where rapper Meek Mill was performing. Police say the shots were fired late Friday night at a concert. As it was ending, no one inside the theater was hurt. It is still unclear just how many shooters were involved. Rapper Meek Mill was not injured in the incident and is not believed to be connected to any of those involved. 2 people were killed after a small plane collided in midair. The FAA says the incident happened near a county airport in McKinney, Texas yesterday afternoon. The planes came down near a Home Depot area Home Depot store in the area. Both pilots were flying under visual flight rules, so they were not in contact with air traffic controllers. Thousands of people were watching as one of 2 eaglets hatched, and the other could hatch any day now. The camera is streaming live on the eagle's nest in North Fort Myers, Florida. 2 American bald eagles, Harriet and M15, are caring for their firstborn and waiting for the other to arrive. The camera was launched in 2012, allowing for more than 16 million viewers to watch the eagles Ozzie and Harriet raise their 2 eaglets. Homeless men and women are getting help from a doctor.
Yes, and he's donating 100 pairs of work boots for men and women. It's your morning talker.
Every year, Dr. George Quill and his staff at the Louisville Orthopedic Center in Kentucky partner with Red Wing Shoes and the Healing Place to fit clients with new shoes.
About 100 pairs for both men and women staying at the nonprofit.
Dr. Quill says they see a lot of frostbite and often deformity, so everyone gets a foot exam.
A few measurements first to ensure that they have the shoe that fits just right. And what an amazing gesture that is to be able to give those shoes away like that, because, again, that's something a lot of us take for granted.
Yeah, and you know how quickly you can get frostbite out there, especially when you're out there all night.
No doubt.
I've had my little sisters, I think it was last year, they took gloves and shoes to homeless shelters because that's something that they need and not a lot of people think about.
And that is a phenomenal gesture. It really is.
Happy New Year. TV5 News Time is 8:08. Still to come this morning, a fire destroys a home in Mount Morris Township. We'll tell you what fire officials say started the fire. Officers tracked down the suspect accused of gunning down a Pennsylvania state trooper. We'll tell you what law enforcement located the man. And Michigan drivers get ready to pay more in registration fees. Find out how much more straight ahead.